Running a landscaping business is really freaking hard. It's also really easy. I want to talk about 3 things over the past 10 years it took me to figure this out, and serving 5,000 clients in my landscaping business to come to this one conclusion that made my business fun and easy. Here it is. We'll start with step 1. The amount of, especially if you're just getting started, the amount of fuel it takes to get the plane off the ground and get it profitable and get a ton of clients, especially if you want to go full time and maybe leave a job. Maybe you might have a family to feed, a mortgage, payments. This is serious. So every waking moment, aside from, of course, spending time with your family and putting your creator first, every moment, even while you're working, should also be spent consuming audiobooks and podcasts around the green industry, topics of learning how to do sales and market and close jobs and how to communicate with clients. Like, consume tons of information in audiobooks every minute that you're not selling an actual job about how to close more jobs at higher ticket prices, how to get better at your craft. What you should not do is consume a whole bunch of random content about, like, how to grow your YouTube channel, how to make money in stocks, a bunch of videos about Elon Musk and Tesla, even though that's completely awesome, going to Mars, crazy, just all types. There's so much unlimited information that's not making you more money and making you better at your landscaping business right now, and it's going to cost you a fortune. You can make so much money in the landscaping business if you get really hyper-focused and accept that it's really hard. There's a lot of mundane work that you have to do, and I put a video. I'll put a link in the description below of a video I just did where I talk about, like, how to systemize a small landscaping service business. It's really powerful. I'll put a link in the description below. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications. But so it's really hard because you have to do something called context switching, which is where many different hats. You have to be the marketing person and then learn how to do advertising and then sales. If you don't have anybody on your team yet, you're a solo operator, or maybe you have 1 to 3 employees. Then you have to learn how to hire and train employees, how to do the administrative tasks of the business. And we'll get deep into that, but the reason I say it's hard is because the self-confidence and worthiness issues you go through and not knowing what to charge, how to be confident around clients. Have you actually done this type of work before? So you get in where you fit in. It takes time, but here's a huge tip I learned. Don't make the same mistakes twice. I've actually had to go look in the mirror and say, don't ever do that ever again, ever. Something stupid. You'll learn the mistakes. And when you make these mistakes in your landscaping business, don't resist them and stick your head in the sand. Take full responsibility, fall on your sword, and eat the mistake, no matter how painful it is, and eat it, right? That way you'll learn through pain and suffering, and then that's how you get better. Some of the most successful landscaping business owners I know, they've made the most mistakes, and they faced all their mistakes, and they finally get to a point where they got all that ironed out and their business is systematized, and now they just crush it over and over and over and over, and they make a lot of money. Running a landscaping business, the second thing I want to say, it's actually really easy. Check this out. I had this epiphany. A lawn and landscaping business, unless you're doing like big luxury outdoor living spaces with pools and spas and just high-end stuff that requires you having to like subcontract out and have electricians come in and all different types of people where you're now becoming a general contractor and you have a marketing process, that's very skilled. But just doing maintenance and cutting grass is a low barrier to entry business model that doesn't take a whole lot of skill. You could really rise to the top by just having integrity. But it's easy because this is like a training wheels business. If you ever find yourself getting too stressed out in your landscaping business to the point where you're like losing sleep and you're so freaked out, you're like, wait a second, I'm running a landscaping business and a lawn care business. Now, it's very important that you take care of your customers, and that can be stressful. But what I'm saying is you have to tell yourself, this is gold right here. I'm stressing out over this simple simple service business. If I can't figure this out, how am I ever going to grow a multiple 6 or 7 figure business? So Tim Ferriss asked a powerful question, the author of the 4-Hour Workweek. What would this look like if it were easy? Instantly, you can take a lot of the problems you're overwhelming about and go boom, which leads me to my third final conclusion. It took me 10 years and 5,000 clients to figure this out. Your business will become easy and really profitable. Of course, when you get around other entrepreneurs who make a lot of money, you invest in programs and coaching and stuff that it compresses time and amplifies your knowledge, and you apply it. But it's really when something in your life calls you to a higher purpose, and there's something that is way more important to you than your landscaping business, that takes precedence and priority, that says, let me know if you've got to this point in the video. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and then I'm going to tell you something to say in the comments, because I want to know that you're with me, that you're tracking. When something takes precedence in your life that's so important, that's not your landscaping business, that makes you, it forces you to get really brutal with the reality and say, I don't have the time to be stressing over this landscaping business and worrying about little mistakes and over correcting all this stuff. Like, I got to get this stuff figured out now. I got to systematize this. I got to make it hyper simple. If I'm doing too much complex crap or offering too many services, we have to cut it. Even if it's painful, we got to make this business work and make this simple, because I don't have time to be playing around with this anymore. Like, here's the services we offer. Here's all the services we don't offer, period. Here's my minimum price to do anything. Don't like it, period. I don't have enough leads coming in. We're gonna cough up the money on marketing and advertising. And if that doesn't work, like with an agency, we're gonna bring it in-house. We're just gonna do whatever we have to do to make this thing work, and we're gonna make it work now. We're gonna get really serious about how we run this business, because we don't have time to mess around anymore. You've been through the pain and suffering in your business. It's time to put out the fires. And stop co-creating the problems and just get the dang thing handled, and and get really serious and make it profitable, and just be done with it already. Stop crying about your business, because it's not like this whole thing that you're in. It's this whole paradigm you're trapped in. Like, you're in the aquarium of your business at some point, and it takes something being more important than your landscaping business, or more pressing, that you go and you get out of it. This is like NLP. You break this blood-brain barrier, like you break the fourth wall, and then your business becomes something that's objectified. You're no longer trapped in it. It's just something that you interface with and something that you do. It just becomes a tool. It becomes a means to an end. You obviously take care of your clients, and you care, and you have love in your heart, and all those good things, right? If it just becomes purely transactional to you, it's not a good idea when you're taking care of customers or clients. Or you should hire a salesperson or an office manager, somebody who talks to the customers, because if you don't care, it's just going to show. You have to care. There's the cutest little bird. I can't flip the camera around. I love birds. I've loved birds my whole life. I actually want to get one of those cockatoo birds, or like an African gray parrot. But it's a huge commitment, so probably not going to get one. But anyways, so that was random. When you can look at your business and it's this completely objectified thing, where it's not attached to you emotionally anymore, where it sucks all your... I've been crouching this whole time because the camera, and I could just go like this. Where it's not sucking your life energy and attached to your entire nervous system. It's this thing that... And I think what makes that happen is you've been through so many scenarios and things that you thought were nightmares, and you faced them and you get through them. At some point, you just iron those things out. And you're just like, we've been through all this stuff before. There's no point in getting stressed. We always get it done. We know what to expect. This is the business that we run. This is what it is. And then when you can see things for what they are, and you don't over-dramify them or under-dramify them, you stay in the sweet spot. And you can learn about all the stuff I'm talking about, keithkalfas.com/resources. If you're new in the business, I have a free 3 video series, keithkalfas.com/landscaping series, all that stuff. I'll put links in the description.